Today I will speak about one of my also favorite death metal bands from United States of America, from Tampa, Florida, and I'm speaking about Massacre. Massacre is one of these special death metal bands from the 80s that we remember them today because especially about their first debut album From Beyond of 1991. And unfortunately, afterwards, this special band uh, is not exactly what we expected afterwards. They had so many changes of members and so many changes of style inside their music that they didn't continue the way of the debut classical album From Beyond. Unfortunately. Massacre they started in 1984, and in these days the members of the group were Alan West in the guitars, Bill Andrews in the drums, Mike Borders like the bassist of the band, and Cam Lee in the vocals. Um, the classical period of the group is between 1984 and 1987. The most classical period of the group, but they come back also uh, between 1989 and until 1992, and in these years they came back with their great albums of them. For example, From Beyond, that came out in 1991, and the first EP of them, In Human Condition, in 1992. Afterwards, they have so many changes in the members of the band. Uh, they came back from 1993 until 1996. Afterwards, between 2007 until 2008. Afterwards, 2011 until 2014. In these years was Butler and Rose, the main members of the band, with Ed Webb as their vocalist. And today we have, from 2016 until today, we have the new period of the band with Mike Borders as their bassist and Cam Lee in the vocals. We have so many kinds of Massacre with so many different members from the classical lineup that is very close to the whole story about Rhapsody and Rhapsody of Fire, if you understand what I'm saying about. Now, we have also some other kinds of Massacre. For example, from 2016 until 2017, we have Massacre X, another group of their members, and from 2017 until 2019, they came with another name by the name Gods of Death. So let's start and try to rank their albums from worst to best. Especially they have 2 EPs, 4 albums, and 1 demo. Okay, let's start. In the 4th place, if we speak about their studio albums, for me comes let's say their second album, and I'm speaking about the album Promise. This album came out in 1996, and many people, they don't know that this is a Massacre album. It is written Massacre, of course, but not with the original logo of the band. But this is not only the problem. Here you can find Rick Rose in the guitars and Cam Lee in the vocals. But here they play something different totally. This is a not death metal album. This is a gothic rock, gothic metal album, and unfortunately, they didn't play the gothic rock and gothic metal of them in a good way. So for this reason, many people, they don't know about this album. Okay, and for me, it is so bad. It's a bad album, not only because they changed totally their style, also the gothic that they play here is not good, unfortunately. In the third place for me will come their last album of 2021, and their fourth studio album, and I'm speaking about Resurrence. In this style of Massacre, here we have Michael Borders as their bassist player, and Cam Lee as their vocalist, with other also new members. This is not a bad album, but it is not in the same place as the debut album of them, unfortunately. In the second place for me will come their, let's say, third album of them, Back from Beyond, of 2014. Here we have a real good comeback of Massacre, with Rick Ross in the guitars, Butler as their bassist, and Ed Webb as the vocalist. And this is a very, very, very good album. Very good album with many songs. Also, the cover, the logo is here. The cover is very close to From Beyond. The title of the album, Back from Beyond. Everything is very close to their debut album, and it's a very, very good album. Unfortunately, many people also they don't know about this album, and it's a pity because it's very, very good. I have also to speak about their demo that came out in 1990, and I'm speak about The Second Coming. This is their demo. Some people say that they wanted that most of this album of this demo will become. They wanted that it will become their second album, but the Rarhead said to them no, and for this reason we have so many changes inside the group. This is okay, it's not bad, but as a demo, it's a demo, okay? So for this reason, I will not put here this demo as a studio album. And now, in the first place, for me, comes, of course, their debut album of 1991, From Beyond, of course. With this is a classical inside the death metal, with a so very good cover. Here, the members of the band, except of Cam Lee, Rick Ross, Terry Butler, and Bill Andrews, afterwards they went to death, to the band of Chuck. So we have the lineup of Leprosy and of Spiritual Healing of Death, except of Cam Lee. Okay, great album. Also, I have to say that Rick Ross was the guitarist of another band by the name Mandas, and also in Mandas played Chuck. So you can find the connection between Massacre and Rick Ross with Death even from before this band. And Ross, Butler, Andrews left Massacre, and they went to the band of Chuck, Death, in 1987. A great album from all the aspects, and also the EP that came afterwards, their first EP, Inhuman Condition, 1992, was very, very also good. Here in this album I have also, this is the cover art of the EP, Inhuman Condition, and continues exactly the way of From Beyond. They made also another EP by the name Contempt to the Shadows in 2012, but for me this is the special work, the most special work of Massacre, one of the best in these years of the 80s death metal bands. From Israel, from Jerusalem, stay metal and stay heavy.